So it seems like we have an update on the whole FTC Genshin Impact thing. If you don't know, there's been an actual situation with Genshin Impact, and we've also had a response from a Hoyoverse, which came out just a couple of hours ago. So yeah, we're going to be going through all of that in this video and kind of keeping you guys up to date with what's going on. Obviously, I made a video previously talking about this whole situation, and pretty much the FTC released a tweet as well following up on this, saying Genshin Impact game developers will be banned from selling loot boxes to teens under 16 without parental consent, and pay a $20 million fine to settle FTC charges. Now, they released this actual press release thing, pretty much reinstating this, and then, going into more detail about some of the investigation they've done and how this actually targets a lot of kids and things, with one of the main reasons being as well that, a lot of the kind of characters, including Chi-Chi, Klee, Paimon, and stuff like that, are the characters that kind of, targets kids, and that's their proof as to why Genshin Impact are targeting kids and, making them spend money on these games. Now, obviously, there's been a big debate online about, whose fault it is and stuff like that. I saw a tweet from Doro pretty much saying that, parents need to get their kids in order, which I definitely do think is a factor. I feel like, the FTC do need to take action, but also the parents need to take action as well. I feel like it's a kind of like both kind of thing. I don't know why people are trying to argue more for one side or more for another, like saying, oh, it should all be the government trying to figure this out and, make sure that parents, don't let their kids spend so much money on the game. Or everyone goes, oh, it should be only the parents, and like everything online should be free and it should just be on the parents kind of decision. No, I honestly think it should be something that's kind of like a 50-50, whatever. Like, it's kind of both. It's both of their problem, I in my opinion. But honestly, we keep going to PC Gamer, which is obviously a big news article site. They say FTC says Genshin Impact deceived children and orders its publishers to pay 20 million fine and to stop selling loot boxes to kids. Now, obviously, a lot of people are kind of saying in the comments and stuff, and this is mostly more of the stupid kind of people who mainly are kids playing Genshin Impact, saying that, hey, they don't even do loot boxes. What do you mean loot boxes? Well, let's be real. Gacha is kind of loot boxes. I know, and I said in my last video, it kind of wasn't. Like, I couldn't really see it, but now I can definitely see it. It feels definitely like a loot box system, and I think that, it's totally fine, because it's not like, they're telling Genshin Impact or anything that they have to shut down their game. All they need is parental, consent if they're under 16 to actually pull on any of these characters and actually spend money to pull on these characters. And I think that, that's totally fine if they want to add those kind of things in place. But also, yeah, they have to pay a 20 million fine for getting the whole age rating thing wrong. But you can go back to my previous video about that. Obviously, I talked about this more in detail, but all you need to know is that Genshin Impact is being fined, is being ordered to, stop selling loot boxes to kids under 16 with parental consent, and saying that pretty much they've been deceiving kids. And there's also some other kind of things as well, which was kind of funny, included in the whole investigation article thing. And they went into a whole SS Sniper Wolf video of her doing a promotional video for Genshin Impact, saying, we're getting way too lucky tonight. I thought we were going to be here all night, but the RNG is bussin'. So they used bussin' as a way of evidence to prove against Genshin Impact that they're selling loot boxes to kids. And they say, indicating her unexpected luck that Genshin Impact had purportedly dispensed the rare prize to her by random chance. And then they say that this was misleading and edited to depict a fake loot box prize win, which again is absolutely crazy. But hey, we'll have to go into that in a different thing. But here is the actual response from Cognisphere to the FTC, which again, if you don't know, Cognisphere is like a kind of offshoot from Hoyoverse and stuff like that. It's like what they use to run, I'm pretty sure, all their payment stuff, which again, let me just move this here. There we go. You can see it. So they say Singapore 18th, 2025. They say Cognisphere, the distributor of Genshin Impact, has reached a settlement agreement with the United States Federal Trade Commission to strengthen and increase the transparency around our parental consent and virtual currency practices. A statement from Cognisphere is below. Animation-style games and shows are well received by global audiences and players across various ages. Genshin Impact is a popular free-to-play anime-style game designed for older teens and adults. While we believe that many of the FTC's allegations are inaccurate, God damn, they're throwing shots at the FTC there. We agreed to the settlement because we value the trust in our community and share a commitment to transparency for our players. Under the agreement, we will introduce a new age gate and parental consent protections for children and young teens, and increase our in-game disclosure around virtual currency and rewards for players in the US in the coming months. So it seems like the FTC and Cognisphere are going to be working together. I feel like there isn't going to be any kind of fighting or anything like that going on. in the meantime. So it seems like Genshin Impact is going to change in the future. And obviously, a lot of these other games as well are looking at this and just being like, whoa, wait a minute. Does that mean they're coming after me too? Including, Honkai Star, including Zone Zero, who are part of the same company. I don't know if they're going to change it over there as well, because they just want to avoid any kind of problems with them in the first place. But we'll have to wait and see if anything changes in those other games too. But I'm more worried a little bit about like Wuthering Waves and things like that, who aren't part of the same company as Hoyoverse. Are the FTC going to start looking into them? Or is it just because of the pure size of Genshin Impact and how big it's gotten over the past couple of years that they're actually going to just go after them and not go after other like smaller games like Wuthering Waves? Because let's be real, although Wuthering Waves has been really, really great recently, they're nowhere near as big as Genshin Impact at the moment, especially globally. And I feel like, investigations do take a little bit of a while, so maybe we'll see something come out later on. Obviously, this is why it's taken so long for Genshin Impact's investigation to actually come out. Obviously, I think they said it started in like 2022, something like that. So it's been almost 3 years. Yeah, they said in 2022. So yeah, they actually looked at this in 2022, and it's taken them 3 years to go through this all. So maybe it's going to take them 3 years to go through Wuthering Waves and stuff. We never know. But again, they say that under the terms of the settlement, which must be first approved by federal judge, Cognisphere will pay a 20 million fine and make the following changes. Children under 16 will not be allowed to purchase loot boxes without parental consent. Now, I don't know how exactly that's going to work, because I feel like the only way you could, it's like there's free-to-play ways of doing it. I know a lot of people in my comments in the last videos like, oh, you don't play Genshin free-to-play. I'm going to be real, there are still some people out there who do play Genshin free-to-play. But I don't know if it's going to be the sense of if you use paid currency, then you need consent to actually get the paid currency, and then you can just do it with the free stuff, or if, even, pulling with the free stuff is considered bad. I'm not sure what the kind of line is there, but hey, we'll see in a couple of months whenever they do release some updates to the game. They also say all loot boxes available for purchase with virtual currency will also be made available for direct purchase using real money. Okay, that's kind of crazy. They didn't really mention that in the other one, but that would be kind of crazy. Literally putting money straight into a temple would be absolutely crazy. I don't know how that's going to work either. They say loot box odds and exchange rates for multi-tiered virtual currency will be accurately disclosed and not misrepresented. Oh my god, bro. I can't even say this. But yeah, I feel like Hoyoverse have actually been pretty good at this. They have had like the rates list, but maybe they could make it a little bit more obvious. I'm not really sure. Again, I don't think it's too much of a problem, but yeah, it's good to see that they are taking action against it. And they say any personal information collected from the players under the age of 13 will be deleted unless permission to keep the data is obtained by the parents. And they say all copper regulations, including its notice and consent requirements, will be complied with. So again, I feel like, the FTC is doing a good job here. I don't think it's anything against Genshin Impact, or like, I don't think the Genshin Impact are necessarily like the worst kind of company in the world, but it is good to see that the FTC are taking action, because they're meant to kind of stop this stuff from happening. And as I said, it was that whole debate of should the government take like action and take responsibility for this, or should the parents? I feel like it's both, and I feel like this is the start of the FTC saying, hey parents, get your kids in order, because again, they're spending money on this thing. And like the tweet from Mr. Boki said, bro, what kind of parent is letting their kids spend that much money on a game? Like, if I spend that much money on a game, I would get my ass handed to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would as well. So I don't know what these kind of parents are doing, letting their kids go around like this. I feel like it is pretty much on the parents as well, as much as it is on the FTC to stop them, or like to try and prevent them from doing it in the first place. But now it's like up to the parents and also up to Cognisphere to kind of, create these updates to say, are you sure? Do you have parental consent? Stuff like that. But it's also up to the parents to tell them, to get their kids in line and to get their kids to stop spending their goddamn money on Genshin Impact. Because let's be real, Genshin Impact is going down anyways in a couple of years. So, there's probably no point in even spending at the moment. But hey, we'll have to wait and see what happens with some of the other gacha games. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated if anything does happen. I feel like it won't, at least for a couple of years. So hey, maybe we'll be back here in like 2 years time. I'll be making a video about like Wuthering Waves have just been hit by the FTC on stuff like this. Who knows? But hey, we'll have to wait and see. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that, Hoyoverse have made a good kind of choice here? Because it seems like they are going to comply and actually, make some of these changes, which I think is an overall W for the Genshin Impact community in general. Because again, there is a lot of young players out there who have been spending their parents' money on like a Mavwika banner, something like that. So hey, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.